I'm Shane Nyland, and my co host is Blake Musser. And these stories you're about to hear are from Weapons Company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, 1st Marine Division, about the events surrounding and directly from the mouths of the people who were in Ramadi 2004. This is part 2 of our conversation with Mike Bundeson, Combat Corpsman, Mobile Assault Platoon 2.
Big boy has a soft side.
He does, yeah, for sure.
Not a lot of people know this. Not a lot of people notice it because he's constantly yelling at you guys. Yeah. And that's where comedy, like that's where I'm constantly laughing at the shit that, some of the guys do and he gets mad at. And I remember he's got a soft side, and I had blood.
And for anybody listening to this, Big Boy was our platoon sergeant. It was Staff Sergeant Patrick Coleman.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I remember he looked at me. He's like, "Doc, you got blood all over you. You got blood all over your face, your hands, and stuff like that." So he grabs his canteen, right, and he starts washing my face off, washing my hands off. And I was just like sitting there. It's like I kept looking at him saying, like, Staff Sergeant, I'm fucking thirsty. And he's pouring this water on me. And I go over, I think I was in my truck already. I look over at Newmeyer, and he's like drinking his frozen Gatorade. I was like, "Hey man, can I have some of that?" And he's like, "No." So you can't have, you'll suck all the juice out. It's like leave me with just ice and water. I was like, "Fucking dick." So I just grabbed my hot ass fucking, canteen and just started drinking out of that. I was just so thirsty. And it lasted, I didn't even know how long that thing lasted for, but it lasted for quite a bit. And that whole situation happened as far as the high back getting hit. And at that time, I think we were still on Dam Road, weren't we?
When the high back got hit, we were up. So above the dam was that cemetery hill where there's a bunch of old families of Ramadi, but there's also some war casualties from their Iraq-Iran war.
Okay.
And we were up on top of that hill overwatching Michigan.
Okay. So yeah. So I just remember just like being thirsty that whole fucking day and hearing that. That's when I actually came to, is when that whole situation happened on with the high back. That's when I came to. It was crazy. Oh, and they tried to get me in trouble for that too, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Oh yeah. When we got back to the rear the next day, it's like, "Hey, I heard you injected yourself with morphine." Like they're trying to look at me like I actually did it on purpose, right? I'm like, yeah, I accidentally, hit myself with morphine, like my thumb. It was still a little bit swollen, but it wasn't crazy or anything like that. But he's like, "Yeah, I injected it upside down." He's like, and they're like, "Well, you got to write a report about it." I was like, "Report for what?" He's like, "No, you accidentally injected yourself. You need to actually write a report." So I had to sit there and actually write a report saying what happened and all that stuff. Nothing came of it, but
sure,
they were looking at me like I'm a fucking criminal, like I did it on purpose or something like that. I was like, "Dude, why would I do something like that?" That's not the first time they tried to actually do something. Like the flak jackets that we had, it didn't have a quick release on the shoulders, right?
Right.
So it's not like you can take that. It's not like you can take it off. You have to actually like open it up in the front and get somebody's arm and shoulder off, and get it through the shoulder and then get it through the back, and then take it off in order to actually look for any kind of like injuries and stuff. Nowadays they have the quick release where you can actually take the whole front end off easily, right? Mm-hmm. And still use the SAPI plate on the back as a C-spine or a spine precaution, right? So that stuff that they have nowadays is nice. But back then we had those crappy ones.
Yeah, the full piece vest. I did not think about that. Yeah. But now that you're talking about that, that's crazy.
They did try to get me in trouble for that because I cut one off.
Oh, really? What?
I cut it right off at the top of the shoulder. That was
what else are you going to do? Of course you're going to cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah. That was in Morris's Jeffrey's case where I cut it off on the top, cut it off on the other side, and just took the whole thing off, right, to get off of him, and to actually see the injuries that he actually had. And when we got
was it the battalion that was going after you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was battalion. Well, obviously,
Wow.
chain of command. They talked to
Sure.
They talked to medical and stuff like that. Medical pulls me in. He's like, "Why did you cut it?" I was like, "I was trying to get to the injury." He's like, "Well, that's I believe it's like they said something about it was like $1,000 piece of gear, and you cut it with your scissors." It's like, "Well, yeah." I was like, "Well, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that." I was like, "Okay, I try not to do it next time, I guess." But yeah, it was like they were more worried about like that stuff than somebody's life. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
Again, this is one of those points where it was so early in the war that no one was ready for that level of sustained combat. We didn't have the medical supplies. We didn't realize how smart it would be to cut off a flak jacket. And so now, unfortunately, the lessons learned by E3 Bundy were written in, and now they're like, oh yeah, well, instead of cutting off flak jackets, why don't we just make a quick release on the top so it comes off so you don't have to twist him and manipulate limbs of someone who's critically injured. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It falls in that same category of us getting in trouble whenever we go to the nicer bases and try and get chow, and they'd be like, "You're too dirty to eat."
Remember that? I remember that. Right? I do remember that. Oh my god!
Let's custom and courtesies need to take priority to the warfighter. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sergeant Major Booker was pissed.
Oh,
yes. He threatened somebody's life, right?
Well, if you're talking about the time that it was actually, we're going to be talking to Adams and Martinez here in a minute. And if you're talking about the time he called over to Blue Diamond and like threatened the life of the sergeant major over there. Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
That was Sledgehammer that had that one.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, we had a lot of good support from higher ups.
I felt like our command was I was gonna say I felt like our immediate chain of command all the way up to battalion was pretty good. People did not routinely get in trouble for things that didn't make any sense, and that's
exactly
that's good. I mean, I do remember sometimes when they were like, "Okay, you guys all need to cut your hair every Sunday," and it's like, really? That's the most important thing? Okay, all right, fine.
That and the blouse, the blouses.
Yes, yeah.
You can't like blousing your boots.
You got to blouse your boots. You got to make sure you can't roll your sleeves. Doesn't matter that it's 140 fucking degrees outside.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for having my amazing mustache and too long, and I kept cutting a horseshoe over there. But I had like 2.5 inches, and so. And when I got in trouble, it was after a mission, and so I ran my hand through my hair, but I had so much salt in it that it basically stuck it straight up.
Yeah.
And Gunny was like, "What the fuck? Cut that right now."
Gunny Maraki understood, the whole, like how everything was, and he always like backed us up. That dude was he's a good man. He's a good leader. I remember when I first got to 224, that guy did everything to make fun of me. He would like just single me out for some fucking reason. He's like, called me a fucking squid. Like, get the fuck over, you fucking squid. It's like, fuck, dude.
That's just Gunny's love language, though.
It really is.
Exactly.
You learn later he only fucks with the people he loves. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, like it was during the firefight that we were in. And it was that time when he had his wraparound fucking sunglasses, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking walking down the middle of this fucking firefight like he was window shopping, just shooting. Whenever you see our target, he just pop a couple rounds.
And he didn't miss.
He didn't miss. No,
amazing.
He did not. It was amazing. When I saw that, I was like, fucking awesome, dude. So that's why he's my Chuck Norris, right?
Yeah.
I remember he goes over to the side. He hugs the wall, and I was like securing this one alleyway, and he's like, "Doc, you got me?" I was like, "Got you, Gunny." And then he gets up, he runs across and gets into the middle of the street. So I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'm gonna do the same shit." So next thing you know, everybody just stands up. That was like all like hugging the wall. Everybody just stands up, and everybody just started walking by him. He's like right in the center of that fucking formation. It was amazing. But it was after that that he was so cool with me. He was like every time I did truck watch, he was sitting over there just hanging out with me. You know, fucking they were smoking cigarettes. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
smoke. Yeah.
He smoked. What's funny is he never smoked before that, but on that
Yeah.
deployment, I think everybody was a pack a day smoker by that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He would smoke cigarettes with me, just bullshit, and tells me like that tells me everything about himself, and he was a great dude. And he keeps asking me every day, "Doc, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good." So he was very involved. Yeah, he had that soft side on him, yeah, like after he gets to know you. But before that, stand the fuck by.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that time that you're referencing was April 7th, which was one of the middays of the main Battle of Ramadi. Do you remember much from April 6th, 7th, and 10th, basically? Those are the three biggest days of the Battle of Ramadi. Anything that stands out?
I remember pulling those guys out from that house. They were pinned down. It was Barger's platoon, actually, that was pinned down in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him sitting there after we pulled them out, sitting there and like telling me the story, that they were inside the house, and they were receiving enemy fire, and they thought that was it for them, right? And they were like, "Fuck, man, we're gonna die here," right? And he said that all of a sudden he starts hearing fucking heavy weapons, like boom, 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 boom. Just us fucking like fucking unleashing 50 cals, Mark 19s and shit like that. And then after that, it's just like this one sigh of relief from everybody. Just they're here, you know. And I remember him saying, thank you guys so much for doing this. It was pretty amazing. It was a great feeling that we were able to do that, to actually help them out. And wasn't there somebody that was stuck in a pump house or something like that?
Yeah, that was the snipers that had gone across the field. If I remember correctly, I know Stay Skull was one of them. I do not remember. I think Santiago was the other one. We had to go find them because they were pinned down out there and kind of separated from the main element.
Yeah, they were shot to shit, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Stay Skull was shot for sure. I don't remember who else was wounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was April 6th specifically. You're talking about it was way north of the Sophia district. We had got ambushed on our way to get them. And I don't know how long we fought, 3-4 hours before we actually got to them. Just basically constant barrage of being completely surrounded by fighting on all sides. And my understanding of what happened at the time, based on the after actions reports of piecing everything together from Major Wiley and Major Harrell and the debrief that we got, is that our push pulled the main assault off of them. They still got sporadic contact. I mean, they weren't not in contact. They were still getting heavy hit. But that our main push took the main elephant off of them, and the main element came and tried to attack us, which is why we were surrounded by so many people.
Okay.
And then we fought our way through and moved north and met up with them. Rainmaker joined us, and we did an initial push through the fields. There was a handful of guys, 4, 5, 6. I don't remember how many insurgents, but not many. And we lit all them up out in the field. And then that was when you guys went in and started getting the guys out of the house. And we went and found the two guys in the pump house.
Yeah. Rudy was the corpsman for that.
For Rainmaker.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing Rudy in the high back, and they had an Iraqi high high value target. That's where I remember people using like the craziest fucking things for as a medical implement. He used he used a he used an MRE box as a makeshift neck brace for this guy. I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. So that's one of the times, like, yeah, I do remember, like, he implemented that, and he was just smiling, like, what is going on here? He's like, I said, neck brace, bro. I was like, cool. And then they just rolled out. Yeah, and we had like we captured a few people during that time, didn't we?
We captured quite a few. Only one ended up being a high value target. He was some general in the Republican Guard. I don't know his name. He wasn't as important enough for me to remember his name. Mm-hmm. But we ended up throwing those guys out on the ground and loading up the wounded Marines.
The wounded, yeah. And I remember having to treat the Marines, and then having to treat the prisoners that we had too. So.
Yeah, initially you guys I don't know what you did, but you bandaged all those guys up enough to where we could throw them in the high back. And then we stole Rainmaker's high back and shot our way through Route Nova. Yeah. And made it all the way back to Junction City and got them to Charlie Med. And what I was told, again, I left, but that was the goal, was that you guys were going to patch up the Iraqis. One of them was dead. He was dead in the back of the high back. Yeah. But the other Iraqis that were wounded got put in the Bradleys and taken to Junction City.
Yeah. I was treating those guys and stuff when before we loaded up in the Bradley. I do remember that. It was right next to the river, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or some kind of a water feature. Yeah.
Yes. So yes. That was right next to the Euphrates River.
Yep. So yeah, I was patching them up and stuff, and I remember Marines. There's this one thing too. It was one of the Marines was pissed off because I was treating the prisoners, and I remember, I don't know, he wasn't with weapons company, that platoon wasn't, but they were saying, like, fuck that guy, don't fucking worry about him. He's like, I can't believe you're wasting your medical supplies on that fucking guy. He's like, and you can use that in our Marines. Like, this is the time when we already got the Marines loaded up and patched up and rolling, and they were getting pissed off because we were treating the prisoners and stuff. And I understand their perspective at it, but at the end of the day, it's an unarmed combatant that's already down, and you still got to treat them. Maybe they'll have some kind of information out you give us or whatever. You still got to make sure that they're okay. And I think it was that day where, yeah, I remember that. And what a lot of people don't understand is, like, that's why medical personnel protected under the Geneva Convention during wars, because they don't differentiate within, like, when at the end of the day, when everybody's down, they're unarmed, whatever. You can't differentiate between enemy or friendlies. You have to treat everybody, and that was it's pretty hard trying to find that balance, but you have to. That's part of your job. You have to find that balance.
That's something I want to kind of elaborate on if you got a minute, because literally minutes before you were treating those people, you were in sustained ambush for multiple hours. If my memory serves, it was about 3 to 4 hours of straight gunfights where the majority of our platoon, more than half, received wounds. Multiple people hit with shrapnel, people hit with bullet fragments, all kinds of things. I think you were even wounded at that time. Was that the day
that was the day
you caught a bullet in the ass?
Yep. Shot in the booty.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a funny story, But
I mean, I don't know that it's that funny. You got shot in the ass, but anyway, yeah. So you yourself are wounded by these very people. Probably, I mean, it could have even been the very guy you were treating. Not that you would know for sure, but it very well could have been. Because we were snatching guys out of houses. We were, taking people down, and they would throw their weapons aside, and we would tie them up and throw them in the back of the high backs, especially once Rainmaker arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a hard mental shift for you that you were probably shooting and killing this guy or people just like him, and then minutes later you're bandaging up his holes so he can survive another day?
Yeah, it's see, the mental shift didn't come until afterwards. This is I always replay the day. At the end of the day, I always replay what happened throughout the day, and that's where you get better. Like, what can I do? What could I have done better during that time? And during that time, it was like basically just muscle memory. It's like, okay, I need to do this because this is what I need to do. Don't really have any kind of like emotions attached to it. And that's one thing I have learned to actually do is to detach myself from emotions during situations like that. Because if you allow your emotions to actually get in the way, you won't be able to do your job.
Right.
Emotions can be, you can feel all those things until after, when everything's done. You can feel all those things as much as you want until everything's done. And it's a shitty way to go about it, but that's what needs to be done. You start attaching emotions to it, you're pretty much just worthless, man. It's
not my job to evaluate or argue with you, but I disagree. I don't think that's I don't think that's a bad way to go about it. I think that's an extremely mature and intelligent way to go about it, is to remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
And you had a perfect example in your story. There was a Marine there who was allowing his emotions to dictate what he was doing. And what would have been a better choice? Pull security or help out one of your brothers, and rather than get upset with this guy who is no longer a threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think your point is very well taken.
Yeah. I experienced that I don't know, I guess just being like, I guess being hated at that moment because you were treating the enemy. So I was like, oh shit, dude, all right. Yeah, this is real. And these are the things that they teach you in FMTV, Field Medic Training Battalion. They teach you this stuff. It's like, yeah, this is what happened. You never really believe it until it actually happens. It's like, holy shit, it's a real deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the experience that people had in the past, like take that and like call it as something valuable, because it will happen. And once you realize it's true, then you'll be surprised. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I was just reading this. So it's a book called the Three Block War, and it's a lot. It's about 2004, 2009 time frame. And there's a chapter on our battalion in there. And there's a longer paragraph talking about that it was recognized by the enemy that we were such a threat, in that we fought with such ferocity, but we treated the prisoners so well. Like as soon as and it was actually quite jarring to the enemy. It actually did psychological things to them, but it also helped us in our larger mission, because the Iraqi populace that hadn't, gone against us was like, okay, well, they're not mindless, people. And so I think there's a couple of us that, I know I take a lot of pride in, when the enemy was the enemy, no worst enemy. But when it was, but when it was time, and the bullets stopped flying, or it was time to take them in, I was tried to do my best to make sure that they were safe. So
no better friend than worst enemy.
Goddamn right.
So yeah, I do remember that time frame. Um, help me out on the 7th. What happened on the 7th?
Well, you kind of talked
yeah.
about it. That was, I mean, we went right back to the same area. We were fighting in the Sophia district, we were fighting a little bit more south. The way that a few other people tell it is that Randall made a wrong turn and we ended up getting ambushed at the wrong turn. I don't know that that was true. I was in the 5th vehicle in the column, so I don't know if we made a wrong turn or not. I guess Randall eventually will have to spring up out of hiding and defend himself. I don't know if he made a wrong turn or not. But we were in between the industrial district and the Sophia district, and that was where we got hit real hard. And we were out there all day. And that was when Gunny Meraki was with us. Specifically, that was when you were describing going down those roads on foot. Because the vehicles wouldn't fit down those narrow corridors initially.
Absolutely,
And there's a lot of stuff. That was what
everybody
happened.
Everybody had to be dismounted to actually provide security for the trucks, because those alleyways, they were popping out of alleyways and shooting at us at the same time. Yeah, that's when I got popped, when I got shot, because we were taking fire from the rear. So I started laying suppressive fire to the rear, and I had my back turned towards that alleyway, and somebody was covering that alleyway. Somebody popped around and actually shot an AK and ricocheted right into my booty. So
nice.
That was fun. That was funny when they gave me that award.
I mean, you were shot. What's funny is we talked a lot of shit about you getting shot in the ass. We made fun of you, I think, for the rest of the deployment. But you got shot. It wasn't like you fell down and hurt yourself, which, some people got Purple Hearts for falling down when indirect fire happened. Nobody that I know, but I know that did happen. You got actually shot.
Yeah.
Did that take you out of the fight for any length of time?
Nope. We ended up going back to the rear because we had to resupply an ammo because we ran out of ammo that day, right?
Yep. We went belly up on Mark 19 ammo, and that was our best weapon when they were hiding behind those big fat stone walls. And so we had to go back and resupply before we could go out again.
And then like when we were in the rear, I was loading up my magazines, and Staff Sergeant Coleman came up and said, "Doc, you need to go to medical." I was like, "What? I'm good." He's like, "No, you're gonna go." So Navi, he told Navi to take me to medical. I'm like, "What the fuck? I'm a corpsman, dude. I can go to medical." But I told Navi to take me down to medical. So Navi ended up taking me down to medical, and they recorded my name down as being a casualty for that day. I'm like, "What the fuck?" But we went back out that same day. It was like, it was a couple of minutes that they bandaged me up, and then we ended up going back out. I didn't want to go down. It wasn't anything big. So I remember when the casualty report came out that night, and we were at the COC. They reported my injury as getting shot in the face. Right? I was like, "Fuck, dude!" And then they reported it to the rear as getting shot in the face, and I was critically injured. They told my parents that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and this is the messed up thing is I told my mom and dad that we were over there building schools and shit like that. He's like, "How the fuck you get shot building schools?" I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And we couldn't use the sat phone for a few days because it was River City.
Yep.
Right, and we had to wait until a few days until they were all notified, including my parents, saying that I was critically injured.
Yeah, they shut down all comms. Nobody was allowed to call out, and most people's families got notified long before they were ever able to call. Yeah. I don't think the first calls were able to go out until like April 14th or 15th. It was way after all the big fights.
Yeah. That
was because so many guys died. The Marine Corps liaisons were having to go to people's houses and deliver the news. And they were having a hard time tracking people's families down. Like I remember getting those briefs every day. They're like, the phones are going to be on tomorrow. You'd go to the brief in the morning. The phones will be on tomorrow. We haven't got a hold of everybody yet. It's like, fuck, man. Yeah. I'd like to be able to tell my wife I'm not dead.
Yeah, it became pretty morbid after a while too, like that River City thing. Like we would actually, people would actually it's kind of messed up because people would get pissed off because they're not able to actually go talk to their, family after somebody dies and stuff like that. It got pretty morbid. Nobody could use a cell phone, nothing like that. Because like people were complaining, like, this is bullshit. I was like, I should be able to call my family. It's like, dude, somebody just died, bro.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody recorded that it was your face just to be funny, and then it ended up the joke got worse. No, there were so many things like that though. Coleman got hit on that same day. That was when he got hit in the face.
In his face,
yeah. Hit that little artery. It hit a little artery in his face, and he was spraying blood.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had so much blood on him, and I'm like, "You're not good." He's like, "I'm fucking fine. Leave me alone."
Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't stop. I was like trying to get at him, and
you were chasing him down the road, trying to get him to stop, and he's like, "Leave me the fuck alone!" In the middle of a gunfight ambush, and like here's Bundy with like a med bag. Oh my god, it was great.
Yeah, but some of you guys just won't quit, man. Like, you guys get injured, you just keep going. I'm like trying to chase you guys down and actually patch it up, like do a real quick job to try to get it stopped somehow, and you just keep going. I was like, what are you guys? I was like, all right, cool. I'll just stay set. Yeah, I'll just take this rifle and provide security.
Yeah.
So it was you guys did. You guys are pretty amazing. So the things that you guys did. So
what else you got, man? Any other memories? Any other memories stand out? They don't even have to be combat memories. They can be goofy shit that happened in the Hooch, whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, dude. The goofy shit, like I was always in the center of that shit, dude. Like as far as like the goofy shit that happens in the Hooch, I always like it always involves me or Newmeyer, one of the two. But it was Tweeter, you and fucking Jim. You guys would always fuck with me. You guys would do the most fucked up things to me, and it's all fun, obviously, And looking back, it's just fucking hilarious. I remember you guys were getting packages from home, and I'm like the only one that wasn't getting anything. I was like, fuck, man. It's like, I'm a fucking loser. Everybody's like getting mail, getting packages and stuff like that. And Jim decided, he'll take advantage of that fucking weakness and shit. So he fucking gathered all three of you guys up and says like, hey, let's take his fucking cover and put it in a box and just mail it back over to us and shit, right? I was like, I remember you guys stole my cover, and I was looking for that cover everywhere because that was the only cover I had, but for me to actually go to chow hall and shit. So I had to walk around like I had an extra boonie. I was walking around a fucking boonie cover and shit, and then like couldn't find that cover for the life of me for like a week or two. I think I was looking everywhere for that thing, and then next thing I know was like it was a mail call, and they said, hey, you got a package. It's like, Doc, you got a package. It's like, cool. Fuck, I got a package? No, that can't be. I never get packages, right? Like, and I was all excited, like holding my package and like trying to fucking brag to everybody. I fucking told you somebody loves me, you motherfuckers. And I was like holding my fucking package and shit. And and I go in there, fucking flip my knife up, open it up. Fucking, it was all like, it had like newspaper and like all crumpled up paper. And I was like, oh, what is that? Must be something good, right? Open it up. It's my fucking cover. And I was like, what the fuck? And the first thing I look at is you guys in fucking corner over there where Jim, you guys are fucking sleeping. I was like, you motherfuckers, you guys are just fucking over there just laughing your ass off, dude. I was like, fucking dicks, dude.
We gathered up. We passed around a helmet. And everybody threw in, all the NCOs threw in their AFIS pogs, those fucking bullshit cardboard coins.
Yeah.
And they threw all those in there. That's how we paid to mail that to you. It was great. We actually took it to Junction City and mailed it to him.
Yeah. Oh man, there's another time when like I remember I was like going to the gym every fucking day. That was like my decompression time. I would just go to the gym, just beat the shit out of myself and just pass out that day. And It was one day when I was on the sat phone, and my girlfriend at the time like broke up with me over fucking in the sat phone, right? And given this was rockets coming in, fucking like mortars coming in, like blowing up in the background, it's like, hey, can't be together. I'm like, fuck, dude. So I was all like butthurt about it, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the gym and just like work out. And so I go over to my rack, and I started changing out. And it's like, Jim, like, no, he's like, hey, dude, are you okay? It's like, no, man, my girlfriend just broke up with me. It's like, are you fucking serious? And his face, like, he had a smile when he first approached me. And when he heard that my girlfriend just broke up with me, he's like, fucking, it was like this weird, sad, like happy type of fucking emotion in his face. I didn't know what it was, right? Like, what the fuck is going on with him? And then he goes over to Twitter and tells Twitter, and I think he overheard it. Tells Twitter, is like, hey, dude, you just broke up with his girlfriend. He's like, oh my god. So Twitter just stays over in the corner, and Jim just sits over in his rack and just like staring at me, right? And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm just gonna go to the gym. I just need to decompress. So I started stripping down, got my boots off, put my fucking socks on, and then I put my shoes on. These fucking dickheads put baby powder into my go fasters and shit. And when I put it on, this thing just fucking explodes. Like fucking baby powder everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? Right? I was like, dude, I really don't need this right now. And I looked over to where Jim was fucking sitting at, and two was sitting at. It's like they want to laugh, but they couldn't. It was just this weird face that they actually made. It's like you guys are fucking dickheads, man. I was like, fuck you guys. And then it's like one of those things, like, you kind of like hurt somebody and you try to make it feel better, right? Like, so Jim's like, oh, there's like, dude, it's okay. And he's just fucking laughing. He's like trying to hold a smile back. He's like, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Dude, what the fuck, man? They glued my protein drink, it's like this jug of protein, powdered protein, onto my makeshift fucking shelf that I had like hanging on the wall, like 550 cord. So the 550 cord basically held this thing up, and the 550 cord was hooked onto a sandbag that's outside, that's holding the actual tarp roof that we had. Right? Yeah. So I just tied that shit up, somehow, but it stayed. And, I had like a little shelf that I was putting shit on, including my protein drink. These fucking dickheads like actually took super glue, and they super glued my fucking protein drink on there. So when I grabbed it, everything just fucking falls off. It's like, dude, like took me a while to get that fucking shelf like working and shit. The shit that they would do, bro. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I was always happy over there. It's like looking forward to like things like that. I didn't take it very seriously. I was just like it was all fun. So,
everybody fucked with everybody all the time. There was no end to the pranks and the humor. Which I mean, again, like you said, people might have just died, but we were still making jokes because fuck it, there was nothing else to do.
Yeah, you got to just make the best of the situation. So at one point, like I don't know who it was that actually got the supplies for it. We had like a little corner Jack Shack, but that thing was like fucking the Cadillac of all fucking Jack Shacks. It was like it had like all sorts of like different magazines that you can choose from. Right?
Oh yeah,
somebody had like a Plumper magazine in there. It was fucking weird.
That was Rabbit. That was Rabbit. I know exactly who that was, because he used to always bring it out and be like, he'd flip through to the nastiest picture and be like, you tell me if she was here right now, you wouldn't say yes. And we're like, you fucking nasty motherfucker.
I know. That thing had lotions, like 3 different types of lotions. I was like, whoa, okay, this is awesome, dude. It was
bougie.
Set up. It was bougie.
Yep.
And everybody thought that they were being fucking being stealthy, like going into the Jack Shack at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So like everybody fucking knows you're going, they just go.
Yeah, at one point we did put a sign out sheet on the door.
Yeah.
It's like you can stop hiding it. There's a sign out sheet. That way nobody will go in when it's your assigned time.
Yeah. Like we had Imai. Well, I don't know. That was so weird what he does though. He would stand up and on the urinal, and he would actually, fucking jack off. They're like, "What the fuck, bro?" And he would look at first when the first time that I walked in on that shit, I thought he was just taking a piss, right? I was like, cool. So I go right next to the urinal next to him, and I just started pissing. Oh no, it was the toilet right next to him. And started pissing, and he just like stared at me, and I fucking realized that this dude's just jacking off, dude. What the fuck? And he made eye contact, dude. He made eye contact. It was fucking weird. I was like, oh fuck, dude. All right, well, yeah, okay. Like, how's it going? And we actually had like a small bit of conversation. Like, what's up? And I was like, what's up? I was just like, we're making eye contact during this time. He wasn't stopping. He just kept going, right? Like, what's going on, dude? He's like, nothing. Cool. And I just fucking walked out, dude. I could not, like, it was like a whole day. I was like, what the fuck just happened? He's like, did that just happen? Like, no, it didn't just happen. It's like, dude, it was unbelievable. It was fucking hilarious, the shit that happened, dude. Oh man. Yeah, if it doesn't involve me or somebody else, it's always something to actually smile about. Like even like when we're out on patrol, the place is hot, it's shitty, it smells like shit. I mean, everything's just fucking horrible over there. But the sunrise and sunset is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, that sunlight, the sunrise and sunset, like hitting that Euphrates, like it was amazing. It's like that brief moment. It's everything just goes away. You don't try to think about like anything else, but it's just that brief moment that like, wow, it's kind of like a break from everything. So it's pretty amazing. That's why I've always found the silver lining of everything, even though things are hard. It's nothing to worry about because there's always something there that's will hold a memory for you no matter what. So,
dude, that's awesome. Yeah. That's a good way to think of it too.
Yeah.
Bro, it's been great.
Just let me know.
It's been great catching up. I'm really glad to see you. And
I'm glad to see you guys, man. It's like it's pretty amazing to see you guys.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you sharing, and that's especially giving some insight. It's what's been fun is we'll be talking to people from different platoons, and then different ranks and everything. And you're our first corpsman, and so it's fascinating. Like you don't know what you don't know, and there was that the first part of our conversation was a lot of fun for me. I'm going, oh man, I never thought about that part of it. Yeah. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Just let me know, and I'll do the same thing.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Hey, and you started to talk about it before we ever pushed record, but I'm sorry you felt like you couldn't talk initially. That sucks. And I wish you would have reached out, but guess what? We're 20 years out, so now you can. All right.
Yeah. No. What I'm very appreciative about is like as far as like you guys being very so accepting, because you guys went through the same thing. Yeah. For a long time, I thought I was the only one. Might seem very arrogant. Like I thought I was the only one that was experiencing this thing, but I didn't realize that you guys were too. And now that kind of makes me feel guilty because I could have reached out and could have helped you guys out too at the same time. It's like
it goes both ways. So the same exact feeling. I didn't. Other people have said the words embarrassment or whatever. I don't know. I have not been able to talk about this for 20 years either. because I just didn't think anybody would understand. Who was I going to talk to? And kind of the same thing you're saying. I could have reached out to you. I could have reached out to Jimmy. I could have reached out to anyone, but I never did.
Yeah.
I did what we always do. I put my head down and I put my feet forward, and here I am 20 years later, but I never have unpacked any of this. And so it's working out that we're able to talk about it now.
Yeah. It's like I'm listening to the podcast and everything, like as far as like all those things that these guys are saying, the stories that they're saying, it's actually it's kind of verifying all the things I remember. For a while, I thought, like, did that really happen? You know, it's like the memory, that your memory lies to you. And just getting that verification that it's amazing. So, I mean, my wife is a therapist, and you know, she's helped me out a lot. She's an amazing person. She's like my rock, and you know, whenever I'm going through this and I'm just doubting my memory and stuff, she would help me out. She would like walk me through all these things, and it's helped out a lot, dude. It's good. And now this is helping out more, you know. So just kind of verifying those memories and stuff. So
nice. All right, man. I won't hold you up. It's been good talking to you.
It's great talking to you guys, man.
We'll talk again soon.
Yeah. All right, man.
Be well, buddy.
All right, man. See ya.
Take it easy, guys.
If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe for future episodes on your favorite podcast service.